Evicting a tenant can seem like a complicated process, but in this video, we'll quickly explain the eviction laws in Arizona and outline steps landlords can take to initiate an eviction. Where eForms the largest online database of fillable legal forms. In this video, we'll talk about what the eviction process looks like, Arizona laws that determine how evictions are handled, and how to legally remove a non-compliant tenant from a property. Be sure to watch to the end of this video to find a link for a fillable eviction notice. First, what is an eviction? Eviction is the process of legally removing a tenant. Without an order from a court, it's illegal for a landlord to change locks on a property or physically remove a tenant from that property. This is even true if the tenant has done something wrong. If the tenant refuses to leave after violating the terms of a lease agreement, a landlord must seek an eviction from the courts. An eviction is different from the simple termination of a lease. A landlord can opt not to renew a lease after the specified term has ended. There is no need to involve a court in this process. If a tenant has breached the terms of a lease, the landlord's first step is to issue what's known as a notice to quit. There are 4 of these to choose from. The one that gets used will depend on the nature of the breach. If there's been what's known as an irreparable breach, the landlord will use a form called an immediate notice. Examples of an irreparable breach include prostitution or gang-related activity on the property. The immediate notice form orders the tenant to leave right away. A second option is a form known as a 5-day notice, which gives a tenant who fails to pay rent 5 days to either pay or vacate the property. Some states are very firm that even if rent is 1 day late, a notice to quit can be issued. In Arizona, however, the law says landlords can begin eviction proceedings if rent is 5 days overdue. The third form is a 10-day notice to quit, which informs a tenant that the terms of the lease have been violated in some way that's fixable. An example of a fixable problem is having an unauthorized pet on the premises. The notice tells the tenant that they have 10 days to either fix the problem or leave. The last form applies to situations of month-to-month tenancy and is known as a 30-day notice to quit. This gives a tenant 30 days notice that the landlord intends to terminate the lease. The notice to quit must be hand-delivered to the tenant or sent by certified mail. If the notice is sent by mail, 3 days are added to the period during which a response can be filed. If the tenant does not respond or does not pay rent or fix the problem, the landlord's next step is to file 2 forms known as a complaint and a summons with the justice court in the county where the rental property is located. 5 copies must be made of each. These copies, as well as a copy of a notice to quit and a form known as a residential eviction information sheet, should be filed with the court. The filing fee is $32. The court will set a hearing date. Both the landlord and tenant must appear. If the tenant challenges the eviction, the court can order a trial. If the tenant fails to appear or if the court approves orders of the eviction, the landlord can file what's known as a writ of restitution. This warns the tenant that not leaving will constitute trespassing and authorizes the county constable or sheriff to remove the tenant from the property. From eviction forms to court documents, we've got everything you need to get eviction proceedings going in Arizona. You can access all of these at the link below. And don't forget to subscribe to find more legal issue videos that you can use in everyday life.